Um, I'm debunking the myth that people learn from that all people have different learning styles and that they benefit better from that particular learning style. From this article from Scientific American, it details how they did a test or a survey where the students were given 400 questions to answer, and that helped them identify their learning style. However, most of the students did not use the learning styles that the test identified, and the ones that did not show any improvement or any decline in regards to the other students. So that's what that article says. Also, in the book How We Learn, it just says, it talks about how a lot of the time we learn without even knowing we're learning, especially in chapter 9. We learn without thinking, and that sometimes when we're not thinking, that's when we do our best thinking as far as actually comprehending new material or learning new material. If we take mini breaks, that seems to help as well. Taking mini breaks of learning new material and then coming back to it seems to help to concretely keep the information and turn it into knowledge, and helps it to stay into our memory. Because if we learn something new, don't think about it for a few days, and then come back to it, it's our brain is retrieving that memory. Therefore, it's making it a more permanent memory, and making our brains work harder in order to retrieve that memory, and thus helping us to remember it more. Because in the book, we have to use it or lose it, and a lot of times if we use an reward or some kind of incentive program, then we're more likely to try to want to learn things other than immediately trying to get something right after we've learned it. So if I asked a question like, what is 2 plus 2, and someone gave me the answer, instead of immediately rewarding that student, I will wait and reward them for maybe knowing 10 of the questions instead of just knowing that one. And that makes it easier for them to try to learn, and because they know if they learn and they try to retrieve it with their memory, then they're more likely to get that reward. And that even though a lot of people have different learning styles, it still really doesn't matter as far as attaining new knowledge. For someone who is an auditory and visual learner, they still need hands-on practice with it. Or most of the time, that learner will not only just look at something for visual and auditory means, but they will also try to do everything, every possible avenue. They would take every avenue, try very hard to learn a new concept in many different ways. So that's debunking the myth of learning styles.